more support. There's an imaginary string from the crown of your head drawing you toward the ceiling, a magnet between your belly button and your spine, keeping your core nice and stable. And I want you to pretend like there is a pencil in between your shoulder blades. You don't want it to move, so roll the shoulder blades back. And then here we are in your perfect posture. So when you're ready, we'll begin with the neck. You're going to take your right hand to the left side of your head and carefully bring your right ear to your right shoulder. You should feel the stretch in the left side of your neck. You can keep your left hand as is, or if you want more of a stretch, walk your left fingertips out. Breathe in through the nose and out through your nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. One more inhale. As you exhale, drop your chin to your collarbone on the right side. Bring your gaze down towards your right knee. Walk your left fingertips away. In through the nose, out through the nose. One more big inhale. As you exhale, drop your chin to your collarbone. Keep the shoulders drawn back. We're still trying to maintain that nice tall structure minus your head. So your gaze is now down at your feet. Gently start to rock your head from side to side. You should feel a stretch beginning in the back of the neck, maybe the very tips of your shoulder blades. Carefully roll your left ear to your left shoulder. Left hand comes to the right side of your head, and then walk the right fingertips out. Good, so the stretch is now on the right side of your neck. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. One more inhale. As you exhale, drop your chin to your collarbone. Gaze comes down to the left knee. Option to walk those right fingertips even further away. Take 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, drop your chin to your collarbone. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Start to round your upper body all the way forward. Point your elbows to the ground. When your next inhale comes, gaze will lift up past me toward the ceiling, finding cow pose. And then exhale, round back forward to cow pose. Inhale, open up the chest, arch the spine, look up. And then exhale, round. You're taking about 3 more on your own. Noticing how this is something you can absolutely do in your chair. In fact, all of our warm-up stretches can be done in the chair. So if you're spending a lot of time at your desk, that's a great way to just sort of break up your day. After your last one, you're going to sit up nice and tall, belly button and tight toward the spine, roll the shoulder blades back. Inhale, reach up, gaze and palms meet at the top, and then exhale, big press away. Inhale, lift the arms, palms meet at the top. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift all the way up, pause at the top. Begin to twist your torso to the right. Take another pause. Your right hand lowers down like a kickstand next to your tailbone. Left hand to the outside of your right thigh. So we're at a big twist here. Maybe you got a crack or a pop in your spine. That's okay. Twisting is also great for digestion. Inhale, sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist. Last time, inhale. Exhale, twist out all the way. Come on, back up to neutral, realign. And then take it to the other side. Left hand drops behind you like a kickstand. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh, looking toward the left side of your room. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist. Again, inhale, get a little taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Come on, back up to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Right hand drops down. Left arm reaches all the way up and over, finding your side body stretch. So to keep your joints and especially your wrist protected, have a soft little bend in the right elbow. Reach your left fingertips all the way up and over. You should feel a stretch in the left side of your body. You can flip the palm open toward the ceiling for that extra little bit. Take an inhale to sit back up. Now your left hand will drop down. Right arm reaches up and over. Same deal. You want to bend the left elbow a little bit and then flip your right palm up for the ceiling. One more inhale. As you exhale, let that go. Good. Couple more stretches here while we're seated. If you need to adjust your legs, feel free to do so. You're going to take your strap. You're going to make your strap nice and wide and take your pass-throughs. So pass-throughs are something we do all the time in class. I used to stay in the winter that they help you put on your winter coat, but maybe today it'll help you put on your rain jacket. We're opening up the chest, rolling the shoulders away from the body. You guys are going to keep going, but this is something beneficial if you're sitting in the chair and you find halfway through the day you're like this. We're reversing all of that. You don't have to go all the way up and back. If you need to go just straight up overhead, then back down, that's perfectly fine. If you're doing this and you're like, yeah, so what? You want more of a challenge, shorten your grip. The shorter your grip, the more challenging it is. But remember, we want to be maxed out in sensation, never in pain. Let's go for 2 more wherever you are. Good, and 1 more. Shake it off. Now you are going to make your grip a little bit shorter, about the width of your knees. Arms come back up into a letter V shape. You're going to bend your elbows behind you, create that right angle. So we want shoulders and elbows, one straight line, wrists above the elbows. And then once you get there, you're gonna draw your elbows back. So that imaginary pencil in between your shoulder blades, it's definitely there right now. And if I were to come around, it would not move. So you're really active in the upper back area. Opening up the chest, clearing out the airway. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. 1 more inhale, and then exhale, let that go, shake it off. Last stretch here with your strap. You're going to place the strap in your right hand, triceps, bend your elbow. We want that elbow, shoulder, hip connection here. Wrap your left arm around, grab the strap, pull the strap down with your left hand. So pulling the strap down is going to make that right elbow grow even taller. Take 2 more breaths here. You should feel a pretty good tricep stretch. 1 more inhale, and then exhale. Let's switch sides, shake it off. Strap comes in the left. Again, elbow, shoulder, hip alignment. Wrap your right arm around, grab the strap, and then pull down. Good, 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, let that go. You can toss your strap off to the side. You're going to carefully shift off of your prop and onto your hands and knees in your tabletop position. So in your tabletop position, your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Belly button in tight, spine is long, hips above the knees, tuck your toes into the mat, just moving through our basic cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, look up to the ceiling. This is cow pose. And then exhale, push your hips towards your elbows for cat. Inhale, arch the spine, stretch out the torso. And then exhale, round out the low back, contract the abs. Let's go for about 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one, inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, look up. And then exhale, push your hips forward, cow pose. Coming back to your neutral spine, you're going to tuck your right toes to the back edge of your mat. Just gently start to shift your body weight forward and backward, waking up that right leg. You should feel a stretch everywhere from the knee down. Gently drop the right knee back, tuck the left toes in, rock side to side. Good, go for about 2 more rocks. And then you're gonna hold your left leg as it is, plant your hands firmly into the mat. Your right toes will meet your left. Here you are in plank pose. Without moving your hands or your feet, shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So let's go through down dog. As always, if down dog does not work for you, take a child's pose, no problem. Your hands are flat into the ground. Your arms are framing your head. Your gaze is ideally at your belly button, but the wall behind you is fine. Your hips are lifted up nice and high. Big hamstring stretch going on. So if you need some relief, bend your knees a little bit, as much as you need to. Take about 3 more breaths here. So the goal is for down dog to become a neutral place. 1 more inhale, fill up. As you exhale, stay in your down dog, bend your knees, look forward, tippy toe your feet up to your hands, keep as much of a bend in your knee as you need to. When you get to the top, press your hands into your shins, inhale, flatten out your back, exhale, lower down. Press firmly through your big toes, inhale, slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Good, so here we are at the top of the mat. I want your feet to be about hips width apart. That's always 2 fists in between your feet. When you're ready, inhale, lift up, gaze and palms meet at the top, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, press your hands into your shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower. Press to the big toes. Inhale, slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. We're coming down 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, flatten out the back, prepare your spine. Exhale, lower down again. This time, hold on to opposite elbows. Your head is framed by your arms. Have a soft little bend in your knees. If you look at me from the side, I'm resting my belly on my thighs. It's completely okay here. We're still warming up. You're gently just lifting the hips up a millimeter, feeling that soft hamstring stretch. Nod your head yes. Shake it no. Wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Inhale, roll up to stand. We're coming down once more. If you have a tight low back and hamstring, I recommend that ragdoll position. If you're feeling okay today, you want to go a little bit deeper, you're going to take your peace sign fingers. So here we go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press into your shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, take your peace sign fingers, wrap them around your big toes. If you can't touch your toes, bend your knees till you get there. Creases of the elbows will spin out to opposite ends of the room. You're going to inhale, lift your hips a little higher. Exhale, fold your upper body towards your lower body. Your ultimate goal in a perfect yoga world is to have straight legs and your forehead touching your shins. That's the direction we're going in. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. If you're in that ragdoll position, maybe just switch the grip of your elbows. Everybody's going to take one more inhale, fill up. As you exhale, wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Inhale, come on up to stand. So we're all going to move to the back of the yoga mat now, making our way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up, gaze and palms meet at the top. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, press your hands into your shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, feet will stay as they are. Walk your hands forward to plank pose. From your plank, hips come up and back, downward dog. Good, bicycle at the knees. You're gonna drop the right heel, bend the left knee deeply. Feel that big stretch in the right calf. Inhale, switch, bend the right knee, keep the left leg straight. Come on back to your down dog, continuing to bicycle at the legs. Maybe you get a crack or a pop. Those are good cracks and pops. One more inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Walk your feet up to your hands, flatten out the back, prepare the spine. And then exhale, lower down. Press through the big toes. Inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Moving through one or two vinyasas, we've been going through the modified versions the last few weeks. I've also introduced you the more traditional version. First one we do will be modified. If you are a vinyasa fan and you know what we're doing, feel free to go for it. Option also just to meet us in downward facing dog. So here we go. Inhale, lift up, gaze and palms meet at the top, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, press into your shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank pose. So modified version, drop your knees down to the mat. You're in that half push-up position. Chest goes beyond the hands, hug the elbows in, take an inhale. As you exhale, lower to the bottom of your push-up. Hands stay where they are, uncurl the toes, lift your chest up, baby cobra pose, take an inhale. As you exhale, push yourselves up and back, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Lots of direction. These vinyasas are really just fancier ways to transition between poses, and they also give you an opportunity to move a little bit. The more we move in yoga, the more mobility your muscles gain, and the easier it might be to get into some poses. Take two more breaths here. We've got another vinyasa coming. One more inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees deeply, look forward. This time, one step with the right foot, one step with the left foot at the top of your mat. Press your hands into your shins, prepare the spine. And then lower down. Press firmly through the big toes. Inhale, rise up, one vertebrae at a time. We're coming down once more. At the top of your mat, inhale, lift up, gaze and palms meet at the top, and then exhale, lower down. Press your hands into your shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank. So, hold your plank for a moment. Option two, take the modified version, or here's the more traditional one. Inhale, shift your body weight forward, hug the elbows in. Exhale, lower to the bottom of a push-up, nice and slow. Pause at the bottom, release your body, uncurl the toes, lift up, upward facing dog. So in up dog, just the feet and the hands are on the floor. Curl the toes, up and back, downward facing dog. Take about 5 breaths here. If you need a break, feel free to take a child's pose. So this is about our 3rd or 4th downward facing dog. Take notice of how it feels. Hopefully a little bit better than your first one. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. One more inhale. And then exhale, drop the feet, uncurl the toes. Take a child's pose. So you should be nice and warm by now. The reason why we do all these warm-up poses, especially for hips, is that hip poses are super challenging. So we want to make sure the body's nice and warm, give you that advantage. So when you're ready, we're all going to meet in a tabletop position, doing just one hip sequence before we use the chair. Tuck your right toes to the back edge of your mat, pressing into the ball mat of your back foot, and then just gently start to shift your body weight forward and backward as we did earlier. You should feel a stretch in the calf, your Achilles heel, the arch of the foot. You're going to lift your right leg up, take it out to the right. So I want you to have hip and heel alignment. You're pressing into the big toe edge of your foot, sole of the foot is off of the floor. You can stay here on your hands, this is perfectly fine. If you want to intensify the stretch, you would drop down to your forearms. If you find you can have one forearm down, one hand up, I would rather you take your props, give yourselves a little bit of support. Yoga is all about symmetry, so just because you can get one hand down but not the other hand doesn't necessarily mean that's good for you. We want everything that we do to have this sort of balanced alignment here. So this is an excellent stretch if you do a lot of cycling, if you've been doing a lot of walking, running. Also great if you spend a lot of time sitting at your desk during the day because our hips do tighten up from that. When you're ready, you're going to press back up into your hands. Move your block out of the way, but not too far. However you can get it there, I want you to get your right foot to the outside of your right hand. You're then going to connect your right arm and your right leg. Curl your left toes into the mat. Come on off your left knee. Shimmy your left leg as far back as you can. So here we are in this runner's lunge position. Take a look at your legs. I want your right foot off to the right corner of the mat and your left foot off to the left corner of the mat. Left hand stays down, left knee stays up, right fingertips come up. So you should feel a stretch in your outer hip, IT band area. Make sure we're shifting forward. Want to think about that symmetry. Knee above the ankle. Take 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, your right hand will come on your thigh, not your knee. Drop the left knee to the ground, uncurl the toes. Left arm, right arm meet up for your low lunge. So in your low lunge, we still have that alignment going on between the knee and the ankle. You're lifting your fingertips up and then pushing your body weight forward. So you should feel a really big juicy stretch now in the left hip. A little bit of a pinch and activity going on in the right hip. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, reach a little bit taller. Exhale, sit into it a little bit deeper. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, drop both of your hands, frame your front foot. Plant your hands firmly. Curl your left toes into the mat. Come on off the left knee. However you can, bring your right foot back to meet your left. Here we are in plank pose. Option to move through vinyasa with me or to come straight to down dog. Shift your body weight forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale. Move through upward facing dog. And then exhale, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Child pose is always an option too if you need it. Take about 3 more breaths. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to drop back down to your tabletop position. I'm just going to switch views for you. Here we are on the left side. Tuck your left toes to the back edge of your mat. Gently shift your body weight forward and backward on the left side. Feeling that exact same stretch from the knee down. Lift the left leg up, take it out to the left. So we're pressing into the big toe edge of your foot. We want the heel and the hip in one straight line. Same option as before. You can stay here on your hands. If you want more, drop down to your forearms. And as always, if you need that extra support, take your block. We want to think about shifting the hips backwards, but your hip and your heel never make contact. You're not sitting on your heel. You're directly above it. So getting that nice juicy inner thigh stretch. When you're ready, press back into your hands. However you can get it there. Take your left foot to the outside of your left hand. We want that ankle to knee alignment. Hands are going to stay planted at the top of your mat. curl your right toes into the mat. Come on off the right knee. Shimmy your right leg as far back as you can get it. Right hand stays planted, left fingertips reach up. So here we are in that outer hip IT band stretch again. So ideally, there's a straight line from your left middle fingernail down to your right palm. We want to get the shoulders in alignment in that T shape. Think symmetry. You're super active through that back heel, your right heel. Take another inhale. As you exhale, you're going to drop the left hand to the outside of your left foot now. Drop the right knee down, uncurl the toes. And then you're going to slowly rise up for your low lunge. Good, so inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, push your body weight forward. Inhale, reach. Exhale, push. So same stretch, just other side. You should feel a nice pinch in the left hip and like a lengthening sensation in the right hip. One more inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lower the hands down to the ground. Curl your right toes into the mat. Come on off your right knee. Get nice and firm. Plant your hands. Get steady. Take your left foot back to meet your right. One more vinyasa. Lower all the way down. Inhale. Upward facing dog. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. Good. So let's down dog for a little while. Then we're going to pull the chair out. Take just 2 more breaths here, and then we're going to drop down to a quick child's pose. One more inhale, and then exhale, knees to the ground, uncurl your toes, sit back on top of your heels. And then slowly rise up. So in the beginning of class, I asked you to have a chair nearby. I'm just going to take a little bit of time to explain what's going on, because hips are super delicate. Some of us have knee issues, some of us have hip issues, so it's really important to always accommodate those things. Just because we're in certain stretches and you're in excruciating pain or maximum sensation, that doesn't always mean it's good for you. So ideally, I'd like you to have a chair. If you have a couch, that's fine too, kitchen countertop, whatever. So if you are one of my friends who has knee issues or tight hips, I want you to sit in your chair. What you'll do from there is you're going to take your right leg, you're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And you're just going to hang out here. So if you have knee issues or hip issues, this is where you're going to stay. If you do not have any issues and you want to sort of introduce your body to pigeon pose, you're going to come to the back of your chair. What you will do, you're going to take your right leg up and over the back of the chair. Your ankle is going to come to like the left corner of the chair, and your knee will drop down to the other side. So thinking about symmetry again, you want to have this nice parallel line on your hip. So I know this is totally new for us with the chair prop. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. I'm happy to answer. If you are sitting in that seated pigeon pose, I want you just to gently start to shift your body weight forward. Maybe you can bring your belly to your thigh, or that's the direction you're going. If you're standing here in your pigeon pose, right hand to the right knee, left hand to the right ankle, you're gently shifting your body weight forward. So what you should feel is like a big pinch in the right hip, lock going on in the outer thigh. So when you're doing pigeon pose on the floor, you want this exact same parallelness going on. A lot of times, if you move into pigeon pose, you have tight hips, you're not warm enough, both of your hips are not squared off. And then really at that point, 1, you're subjecting yourself to misaligning your body, and 2, you're not really getting the full benefit of the stretch. So no need to force it. Here's your prop. At the gym, a lot of the times we use the box. I put the box at the highest height. Here you go. If you're making your coffee in the morning and your hips are feeling a little tight, feel free to swing your leg up on the counter. Maybe you've got a bar stool. When you're brushing your teeth at night, bathroom counter, always an opportunity to stretch out the hips. So starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, not the happiest place in the world. Anytime we stretch out the hips, we are blocking off the flow of the blood. So it's important to counter it with a hamstring stretch. If you are seated in the chair, I want you just to let this go, come back to straight legs. If you're standing with me, you're going to carefully hold onto the chair with your left hand. You're going to let this go, but swing your right leg up, and here you are for your hamstring stretch. You're just going to gently push your body weight forward. And if you are seated in the chair, I want you to stretch your right leg out, make it as straight as possible, and then you're going to curl your toes back towards your face. I'll demonstrate seated in the chair for the left side, just for clarity's sake. If you feel nothing, make sure your right leg is as straight as possible, and if you still feel nothing, curl your toes back towards your face for a special treat. Take another inhale. Exhale out all the way. If you're standing up, make sure you're holding on with the left hand. Gently let that right leg go. So if you're going to do standing option on the left side, feel free to set it up. I'm going to demonstrate seated for the left side. So try not to be seated all the way back toward the edge of the chair. You want to have a little bit of room, so scooch forward. Take your left ankle, cross it over your right knee. Good, and if you are doing this standing, remember one knee to one corner of the chair, and then your ankle to the other corner. So we're starting to press that shin down. We want a nice parallel line. If this is enough for you seated, stay. But if you want to intensify, what you would do is just shift your body weight forward. And notice that like even a millimeter of extra pressure makes a whole lot of feelings here. You can bring your hands down. And then ultimately you are creating so much space in your body that you can droop your hands down to the floor, rest your chest on your leg. I have been a slave to my desk all week, so my hips are super tight. I'm not going to demo that, but that's what the fullest expression of this pose would be. So maybe starting to feel a little bit crammy here in that left hip. Remember what we're supposed to do when yoga poses get tough. Your breath is supposed to become a little bit more exaggerated. So big inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Everybody's got 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more big inhale. And then as you exhale, wherever you are, we're going to gently come on out of this counter with that hamstring stretch. So you're going to take your left leg, now scooch to the top of your chair, straighten that left leg out as much as possible, and then just shift your body weight forward. If you were standing and you want a little bit less of a hamstring stretch, bring your leg down to the seat a little bit lower, and then just shift forward. Same exact thing going on here. Everybody's going to take about 2 more breaths. One more inhale. And then exhale. If you were standing, come have a seat. You're going to scooch to the top of your chair. We're all just going to finish up with a simple forward fold. Inhale, lift up all the way tall. And then as you exhale, you're going to fold forward, rest your belly on your thighs, hold on to opposite elbows here in your ragdoll position. If you can touch the floor, that's great, but no matter what, you should feel a really nice lower back stretch. During the day, you're seated at your desk, your lower back starts to hurt, tip forward like this. If you're sick and tired of listening to your friends on Zoom during dinner time or your partner across the table from you, excuse yourself, take the lower back stretch. Wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze, and then inhale, come on up to sit. And you are all done, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Dani. Have a good day.